Okay, Aries / Scorpio, how are you doing? This is your channeled stuff. Is just been done, so if you haven't seen it, you can find it in the end screen, and also it's just been done. But this is your tarot reading for the month of July. But because you are an Aries and classed as a 4, it is an Aries / Scorpio that you can watch both readings just through the numerology. Okay, but what I've pretty much figured out is that your month is going to be extremely confusing, because what you're dealing with is like a Sagittarius / sort of like Scorpio 5, life path 5, or Taurus / Sagittarius. Okay, Aries, and these people, they can be having a go at you, or you having a go at them, or it's a soul group thing where you just stand back and you watch people like shouting and screaming at one another, and it's because of your north and south, your bipolar stuff. Bipolar as shit is also what I'm hearing. So that could, I think that came up in Aquarian reading somewhere. I think it was. No, Libra reading. Okay, so it's like a number 2. Okay, but whatever it is, it's kind of like this, like, man, I'm just standing back and watching all of these people like just self-destruct like a robot, and then suddenly everyone's just starts like going, right, like it's a slugfest, and let's all start like having a go at everybody, right? And then you're like, no, these people are really not getting on. There's a soul group thing going on where there's a lot of regimental type sort of like shouting and having a go at one another and trying to get people to perform like an acting monkey, or a dog to jump for a hoop when it won't. Okay, and getting very frustrated because somebody won't do what they want them to do. And when people don't do what they want them to do, they can get very angry at a person. Okay, so that some of that message is peering up in your your work and also your family. Okay, so be aware of those channel messages. They are on here, but I will explain towards the end. Aries, let's see what you've got coming up for your month of July. Elijah, I'm hearing Elijah or Elijah. Okay, but like ill manners, something to do with ill or ill. But it's not somebody that is ill. I don't know, you could be waiting for a message about being ill or something, or work for the national health. Helps, I'm also hearing help. I need some help. I need some help. Just give me some help. I can't help you, I'm sorry, but I can't. I just need some help. And you're like, I can't help you. I'm sorry, but I can't. I just want some help. Listen. This person's getting very aggressive. I'm sorry to be that, but like, man, I can feel that someone gets so angry because they can't help themselves, but they want someone to help them. It's like someone that has dementia, and it came up in your reading that someone just like can't help themselves. They can, but they won't. And it's kind of like that feeling, like they can help themselves, they can do it themselves, but they won't. Or they can figure out this thing themselves. And it's kind of like, I'm just going to have to let you figure it out yourself because I ain't got time. But they get very angry when a person won't do what they do. And this is why you've got like north and south action here. Okay. So, let's see. Aries. I can really feel a lot of anger. A lot of anger around you. Just calm down, Sagittarius / Taurus is what I'm hearing. Just calm down. Calm down. Or Carmel. Or Melanie or Carmel. Okay, just calm down. Calm down. Because there's something here where someone is really struggling with a hell of a lot of violence here. Okay, getting very, very, very wound up about something. Okay. Oh. It's not a very good energy, if I'm honest. So let's see, Aries, what they got coming up for July. Aries, what they got coming up for July, please. Oh, that is why, man. That is why. Why? Narcissism, gaslighting, control. That's why. Who it's coming from, I don't care. I'm sorry. But, well, I raise my hands. I'm part of that crew. Yes, who is not? Okay. Afraid not. Something to do around a Pisces. Who's not a part of that? Okay. So, you've got a lot because that's your first card out. This is all about narcissism, gaslighting, all of your messages that were very confusing, but like so frustrated and so angry. It's here, and it's people that provoke response. That's what I'm saying. No response is also provoking someone. When you don't give them an answer, it also provokes and makes this person even more angry when they don't get a response. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you could be at home and things like this, and they can really disturb your energy by going out the door, and they make you like really wary about like arriving to somewhere or in something. And like you open the door and you try to like go out into the kitchen and make a coffee or something, and someone makes a person at home feel very uneasy and easy E, I'm also hearing easy E or easy Steve, or it's involving a Stephen, or like something like that, okay, and you go out into the kitchen and there's someone that makes them feel very nervous because they know that this person is just about to tell them something or speak to them, and when they do, if they don't give an answer, it fucking pisses this person off even more. If they do respond in a certain way, they basically get their own way, and then it disturbs your energy, and then it affects your job. And that was where that, or Rob, but that's where it affects a lot of things in your life, because it, like, you go to work feeling very angry and very pissed off because somebody's basically just pissed you off, okay? But like I said, if you've got narcissism, gaslighting, sociopath energy, whatever it is, you've got somebody that makes you so annoyed or gets so annoyed at people, okay? So, query and question one is that I might be a very quiet person, okay, and I do not want bothering, and then I go out into the home, I open the door, I wake up, I go out, I open the door, I go into the kitchen, somebody comes in there because I'm in there, okay, and then they only do it because they know that I'm there, okay, they come into the kitchen because they know I'm there, and I'm trying to basically just get my coffee or get something, and then basically just like stand out of the way, okay. But this person is as if they do that on purpose, right? You should be on this timeline. You think you're doing that on purpose. You're doing it on purpose. You only ever really mute the television and stuff like that to hear what I'm doing, and then basically you come into the kitchen or the front room, wherever I am, basically just to ask me a question that you know it's impossible for me to answer you. And when I do, I piss you off. When I don't, it pisses you off even more. And I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. So you're going to see a lot of people that are like really trying not to speak to this person at all, okay? Not to speak to this person at all. And it is, like I said, a response is a response, but no response is also one for this person, where they will gaslight a person through not responding, okay? Through not response, through non-responsive action. That's also gaslighting of a non-response. Giving a narcissist non-responsive actions still piss this person off. Okay, still piss this person off. Okay, so it's gaslighting. It is. It's narcissism. Strong. I mean strong. And it's coming from around, like I said, Sagittarius/Taurus. Now, it can be happening to them. I don't mind. But it's coming from, like, a person could be watching, okay, and it's coming from that energy, because I'm hearing strong as a bull. Strong as an ox, coming like a wrecking bull, okay, to ruin everything, to reckon everything, to what do you reckon about this person? So whoever is in this would be watching it and should be saying, yes, Steve, my hands up. This person is very, very, very aggressive and very angry, okay? So if you're not, then you're fully unaware of the fact that this person has an anger problem, okay, has an anger problem, okay. Let's see. Because looking at this card, right, that is pretty much what you end up doing. You end up sitting there thinking, oh my fucking God, like, you know, and it's someone that can play on your emotions as well. Can make you feel as if like that you're upset, that you have to turn them down and that you can't do it, and then they can play the victim role, that you can't do things, and then they can be like, oh okay, then, you know, and you're like, you know, well, I'm sorry, and like, you know, it's like this having to apologise to a person because of guilt, and you end up feeling guilty, like something to do with a Pisces or a 3, but like, you know, you end up feeling guilty for the person, and then you're like, man, when you come away from it, you think, man, this person's actually now made me feel guilty, like, and like, oh, fucking hell. Strong narcissism coming from a person. Okay. I mean, you can't shout and scream at someone and then say, I'm sorry. You know? I don't know what this is for. Let's see. Aries, what they got coming up for July, because I'm hearing a few more things really. Yeah, there you are, Aries, you see, standing right by this person. Yeah, okay, so Aries / Taurus, okay, sorry, Aries / Scorpio, but like, yeah, like, man, it is such strong control and narcissism coming from a person. You could even be oblivious to the fact that this is going on, right? You shouldn't be. You should be fully aware of it. And then this is where you think, you know what, I'm going to have to start dealing with this family member, right? And that I need to interfere into the family thing. And it's all coming, it's in the family. This is all in the family here. All in the family business, all in the family's way. Like, this could be a Wayman, right? But this could all be like in the like, this is all in the family, which means that we're both doing it, like, or to one another, or we're doing it like to a person, because that's tormenting. That's tormenting, because that's kind of like calling people over to be controlled. Do you know what I'm saying? It's something about a call center, or like a phone, or something like that, like a call to action, or Jackson, Jackie, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jasmine, or Jack, or Jake. Well, it's frustration, you know. It is frustration. Getting very frustrated and annoyed. Even, like, sorry, but man, even I'm getting very frustrated and annoyed just trying to like concentrate and have a clear mind and a clear conscience just to actually do your reading. So I concur, because I have these placements. I have a Scorpio rising, right? So, you know, Aries for July. What's going on with Aries for July? Aries for July, please. What is Aries for July got coming up, please? 2021 for July. So Judgment, again, you see, I told you, a call centre, a call to action. Jackson, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jasmine, but it's a number 2. It's like a Libra / Scorpio also here. But like, this is normally like a Libra action, because it's being judged, being, you know, judging people, right? Rubbing people up the wrong way, making them feel as if they're accountable for an action that they took or didn't. Because this is speaking or not speaking. It doesn't matter whether you speak or not. It's not going to matter. Whether you speak or whether you don't speak, this energy is still here in your energy, right? This is Soul Group. This is on someone's YouTube channel also, okay? But this is all around your work. This is all around your general public activity. Anything that you do for enjoyment or pleasure, okay? It's all around it, okay? So it's people that are just like controlling people's... This is like what I get, and this is what Tyler gets on his channel. Here. Can get very aggressive at people that push and prod buttons and stuff like that, and you know. But yeah, there's a lot of violent stuff here, because I keep picking this Judgment up as actually being like a group of people, like at a general activity, like doing like an activity play or something, or like activities, okay? And that when they do it, it's kind of like a school that gets like out of control. Now a school can be anything, because it could be involving a 3, right? So it can be teaching and stuff like that. Because I'm picking up like a playground, okay, like a schoolyard, and a courtyard, okay, a courtyard, and someone has to go to court, or like the Queen's Guard or the Queen's Gambit, but like or Ambit or Amber or Abbott, okay, but like a schoolyard of a playground of such that gets out of control with like violent behaviour, like bullies, like physically bullying people, right? Bullying people. Which, like I said, if there's a person that physically bullies someone and shouts and screams, like, you know, on my channel, you're this and you're that, that's bullying. That is bullying, right? Shouting and having a go and screaming at someone and making them feel as if they have to shut up, or telling people to shut up, that's bullying. Or making someone feel as if they should shut up, that's bullying, right? That's trying to silence someone. So I'm hearing the name Simon, or a silent witness, meaning that I am forced to be silent, right? So I am forced to not speak to you. But the more you don't, the more it fucking really annoys this person when you don't speak to them, right? It's kind of like I'm forcing you to speak to me, and then when you do speak to me, I'm basically forcing you not to speak to me. That's narcissism. Straight up. Like, I'm forcing you to open up again and speak to me. But then when you do, don't speak to me like that, young man. Don't speak to me like that. Do not answer me back. Okay? I don't want to know. I don't care. Okay? And then, like, you think, okay, well, so am I not supposed to speak then? And then after a while, when you do, this person does it again. That makes people not want to intervene with people because of the violent nature. Okay? So they listen, don't speak to me like that, and then, oh no, I'm sorry, like, you know, blah blah blah. And then as that approach, like, I don't know, I'm hearing like a Leo energy, because I'm hearing like a, oh, I didn't mean to do it. I'm not saying it's them. It's like an 8, right? But like, oh no, I'm sorry. And it's like, well, you know, and it's like this intimidation feeling. Okay, but intimidation can also come across as like a lot of confusion, because it can be, I'm intimidated to stand up for myself to do something, and if I don't, and I don't show confidence, then that can also come across as intimidation, because I can use it as a tactic of a game. Okay, which means that I can put on the like tears, or I can put on the like, oh well, everybody's supposed to feel sorry for me, you know, and you're like, you know, and then when you feel sorry for them and you feel guilty for them, and you end up like reconciling or talking because of guilt and out of shame, or Shaney or Shane, or Lanny or Laney, okay, or Denny Lane was in Paul McCartney, but the Wings. But they pull on like a guilt trip, and they get you to feel guilty for them, and you have a guilty conscience, and you think, man, you know, was I right really, like, you know, doing all of that? And you're like, this person talks to you, says, am I really right doing all of that? You're like, yeah, don't worry about it. And you make excuses. You make excuses for this person, when really what you think is that this isn't right, you know. And you might be an Aries that sits back and think, you know what, this isn't right, but I don't really want to tell them that it isn't right, so I'll just not say anything and I'll be quiet. Okay. And then that's like intimidation, and then the person does it, and then that makes you feel uncomfortable, because you think, oh, that's a little bit tad too much. And then you're like, but I don't really want to say anything. I have to stand by them and be loyal, okay? Because it can be like a Virgo energy, because it's a 9. And it could be like, you know what, I need to be loyal to this person, and I need to be loyal and stand by their side, but when I don't agree with what they do, I don't really want to say something. And then they have like that, oh, did I do the right thing? And you're like, yeah, you know, and you're like loyal to a T, but to a fault, kind of thing, right? So it's kind of like that a person can pull on a guilt trip, and you're kind of like, oh, Jesus, man. You end up doing something for them out of guilt. So you end up reconciling, you end up talking out of guilt. You see, this might not even be violence. This can lead to violence, but this may not be violence, you see. The tricky energy of narcissism and gaslighting in this reading so far is where everybody's probably pissed off and fed up already, because they want to skip straight through the outcome and they miss all the bits that are like information of what to look out for. Is that this can be a domino train, right? Because believe it or not, this is a minor arcana, but it's a major thing, okay? So it can be that someone that makes a drama out of a crisis, where there may not be violence yet, but there have been signs of that you may or may well not have been noticing for quite some time, and not admitting that about oneself, okay, or the other person, okay, and that eventually they have an episode. Okay. So this can also be sleep apnea and stuff like that, okay, sleep apnea. So it can be general sort of like mood swings as well, okay. No, but like not like this, but like general mood swings, okay. When I have a mood swing, because I have sleep apnea, I keep my mood to myself. Like I don't, you know, I don't let my mood out on people. I just basically stay out their way. But here, like I said, it can be somebody that provokes a response. They provoke a response by, you know, that they're in the background, you know that they make you feel very uncomfortable and very uneasy and unable to approach them. and that this energy starts to approach and unfold as the aggression starts to then come to a reconciliation and a guilt trip. And then when you feel guilty for them, you end up speaking again, and you end up talking again. Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jasmine, okay, Jack, Jackie. But you end up speaking again, right, on certain terms. But this happens after this. This is a pattern of behaviour. This is your karmic hell loop. Whatever happens before happens again. Even if this is not violent nature at the moment, this is going to persist itself through your soul, okay, through aggression and anger and having to stand up for oneself also, or to make a decision to leave. Like, it's got too much now where I really have to leave, or it's got too much where to the point where I'm just going to put up with that. Okay, that putting up with that is going to persist to be a lot longer than what it would be to actually leave. Now, if you can't leave, and these are like family members, this is basically just getting used to the fact that this person's very controlling, okay? And you'll go through many cycles for a very long time in this same circumstance, because it might be the fact that you are not equipped enough to move, right? You might not be equipped enough to move, okay? Some of this, like I said, it's happening around yours and their job, okay? As a couple, it's happening around both of your jobs, and it's affecting your family, okay? A family business, it's affecting like bills, house, home, job. Concentration is mainly here, of not being able to concentrate because of the energy of someone making someone feel very uncomfortable, maybe when working from home. Because if you work at home and you have family around you whilst you work at home, and you are dealing with a grandmother or things like that are very narcissistic, they can make you feel as if you can't speak up when doing something because you know that they're listening. So it forces you to be quiet and get frustrated because you know the person could be watching or listening, okay? Don't worry about YouTube people unless you've got people directed over, and you've done that in the past and got all your exes involved on your YouTube channel, and now you hate the person but you don't want them involved in what you did before. Well, you're going to be going through this for a long time because you've redirected their name to your channel, okay? So I don't know what this is involving around redirecting names over towards channels and stuff like that. I don't know what that is, okay? Like, this is people that may have had a twin flame in the past or something, and or a relationship online, okay, and that they've like had a boyfriend or girlfriend on their YouTube channel, okay, and it went tits up and went sour. It went tits up and went sour, okay, and then the person regrets I don't, you know, it's not me, but regrets the fact that the person was like on there. I mean, me, y'all know my thing. You know, me and my soulmate, we make a 3, 7 and 5. We make a 3. Okay, so we're constantly been breaking up and splitting up and breaking up and splitting up and breaking up and splitting up. You know, so you know mine. Okay, you know my side. Well, a lot of you know my sort of story. Okay, but I try to keep that generally, you know, out of here. I try to not let people know all the time that we've split up or we've broke up or we've split up or we've broke up or we've split up or we've broke up. You know, it is, I mean, like I said, if you have a YouTube channel, it's difficult to let it affect your channel, right? It's difficult to not let it affect your life because your life is on the screen, okay? It's a bit like a star in a way, so it could be like an Aquarian or 8 Leo, right? But it can be someone like, you know, in the general public of like a superstar, okay? I'm also hearing someone that does a thing called Superstars. So that would be Nadia Shaw. That's what I'm hearing, like Superstars. But like, you know, like someone that is like very famous, right? Very famous. And like, say, Tom York or like Radiohead and someone like that. When they're in the general public that much, they get loads of flack and loads of goddamn things said about them in the, you know, in the media, saying that they're this and saying that they're that, and have you heard that their life, and have you heard about their relationship yet, and blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. And they try to keep it out of the newspapers and stuff. So there's something here that's being asked to be kept out of the newspapers, or something that's being asked to be kept out of someone's life, like keep this out of the general public. Please do not tell people about this narcissism. Ooh. Okay, please do not mention the fact that I'm narking you off on your channel. Oh. Oh. I know how that one feels. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it can be someone that individually goes through this quite a lot. Okay. And they try to keep it in, but they can't. And it shows up in their job. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that is, it's difficult. It does happen to me also. You know, when I go through this at home, this sort of thing happens at home. I go through this, I have to come on here, okay, sometimes, but I have to make sure that I've calmed down when this happens to me, okay. So I have to make sure that I've calmed down before I come on, so my energy is good. So that same message is here, is that it's around your job and around your work, is to basically try not to let your home life affect your work life. But it can't be helped, because, you know, when you're in the general public, no matter where you go, you're going to be affected by this energy. So it doesn't matter whether you're on YouTube or whether you were like working as a cleaner or you were working like for people around the town. You would still take it to work with you, because it happens. So it doesn't matter what you do as a job, you're going to be taking it with you, okay? Because you're going to be taking the pissed off, angry aggression with you to your work. But if that is an individual person that causes that, they take this to the work. They take it to the cleaners. Okay, so someone here also is suing a company or suing someone and trying to take them to the cleaners, like trying to wipe them out altogether, like having to take them to court to try and get all of their money and all of their assets and take them to the cleaners. But again, how long have you guys been doing this? Right? How long have you guys been doing it? Because that might be meaning that you've had a load of things stolen from you, but your timeline is consistent to prove that nothing will ever be proven of it. Which means that if you've been fighting for someone to tell the truth and they don't, you're going to have to drop this if you've been doing it for a long time. Okay, because you might be trying to control the government, and you might be trying to control what is not meant to be, which means that you have to let this go. You have to drop it yourself. You have to drop it yourself, and you have to let this go. Okay. Because if you try to fight anybody that ripped you off in the past, is what I'm hearing, if they try to rip you off in the past, you're going to have to drop this and let it go, okay? And you're just going to have to let these people do whatever they have to stop yourself being affected by this, okay? Meaning that if people start disappearing, you're just going to have to let them go, okay? Because somebody here might not like to know that, and they might not like to hear the truth either. And if people leave, well, then they're just going to have to leave, you know, because they're going to have to go off and learn something. It's what I keep hearing. But again, this threatening behaviour can come across as where someone starts to tell somebody, you know what, we're going to use a tactic because we know that you can't move. We know that you can't live on your own. Okay, and we know that you can't pay a mortgage in a house and a home, and that you can't get on the ladder because of all the sacrifices that you've made for the family. And all the sacrifices that you've made for the family, basically now if you live at home with, say, like a grandma or something like that, or a granny annex I'm also picking up or something, right? But you've given up your whole life in order to be able to support, basically a person then can use that as a tactic to threaten you, to say that because I'm a narcissist and I know that you have nowhere to go, I'll then tell you that if you don't soon start booking your ideas up, we're going to kick you out. But we know that you don't have anywhere to go. So they basically get their own way by threatening you, okay? Threatening you. By telling you that because we know that you can't get on the ladder of like a mortgage and a house or a job or a home, this can even be a boss, you know, because we know that you're crap and that you don't have any education and stuff like that, because we know that this job is everything for you, we can basically treat you like shit at work, right? Because we know that you don't have an education, and we know that you ain't really going to get another job anywhere else, so we can then start to like manipulate your wage, okay? We can manipulate your wage and basically make you stay here because we know that you don't have, that's what I'm saying, you always have to be very careful around what you tell people that you can and you can't do when it comes to work and business and stuff like that, okay? Because people can use that up against you because they know that you can't do that, okay? And because you can't do it, they can make you stay at a job for ages because they know that you'll never really get another job, and you can stay stuck in jobs for a long time doing it, okay, a long time doing it, but your boss might know the fact that you don't have an education and that you may not be able to get any other kind of like job, so they can like start to reduce your money, okay, knowing that you're never really going to leave, okay. And this can also be a mother or a grandmother as well. They know that you'll never leave because they think that you can't, so they threaten to take toys off you, basically. They threaten you with like a house or a home that you'll never be able to get a mortgage, that you'll never be able to have a house of your own, and you should feel lucky the fact that you're here. So I'll threaten you to know that you're going to feel bad if I kick you out, but then you need to start bucking your ideas up in order to be able to live here. I mean, if this is a young child, then it's different. Well, it doesn't matter here. But there is a lot of violent behaviour, okay. Like I said, and I'll be, oh no, because this is where I start telling you about my karma, and I ain't going to tell you that. Right, but, you know, some people in life, they make a lot of sacrifices for family, okay. They make a lot of sacrifices for family, and when they do, they end up in a rut where they sacrificed everything and landed somewhere, okay. They ended up landing somewhere, okay. And because they ended up landing there, they probably ended up giving up, like, you know, but I had a kid and stuff like that, and I ended up sacrificing my job and my education and everything for having children. Or I sacrificed my life in a certain way because I ended up living here. So there are a load of things that happened in my karmic walk that I ended up having to give up. And this is where I landed, right here, right? But so I landed in shit. So basically, a person that's in control and power of the mortgage and the house and the home and everything else, okay? Because this can still be your opposition, right, somewhere. But like, you know, what I'm hearing through here is that someone has this way of making you feel that you'll never really be able to, or you know that you can't. Like for me, I have sleep apnea, and I have like very bad cholesterol, right? So I'm classed as a flight risk in life, which means that I'll never be able to get a mortgage in life because of that you're not going to be alive long enough possible for us to pay off the debt of a mortgage. So I'll never get a mortgage. Like I would never be able to get a large bank loan because of the flight risk of me being able to pay it off if it was a mortgage and a house and a home. I would never be able to get that because one, of my age, and for two, of all of the things that are now wrong with me because of sacrificing my life for bricklaying and everything else, right? So like I'm riddled with being fucked, basically, right? So I am stuck in a rock and a hard place. And it's where someone might know that, and they use that against you to say that you will never be able to get a mortgage and stuff like that, so you ain't never going to be able to leave anyway. So whilst you're at home, I'm going to control you at home because we know that you are never going to be able to get on that financial ladder. So we know that you're going to come back, okay? And it's that kind of feeling here, okay? And this could also be, like I said, it could be struggling to get financial, I don't know, you know, there could have been a lot of illegal activity in the past, and it stops someone from physically getting a job because they have, like they got out of prison at some point, or they have a bad track record. And this can also be a relationship. They have a very bad track record, right? And because they do, they find it very difficult to get things because they have a bad track record. Okay, that could be a police record, that could be anything like that, because they have a bad track record of anything in life that stops them from being able to move forward. Okay, so you could have that. That could also be another thing. Okay, that could be like court things, and like, you know, I twocked cars as a child and all of that sort of stuff, and I have like a police record, and how am I supposed to get a job with all of that hanging on my back with the mistakes that I made when I was a child? That isn't me now, but how can I repay that? I can't, so I have to be in this circumstance, so I have to stay here, you know. But if this is a boss situation, they might know that, the fact that you have a bad track record, okay? And if you do, I'm not saying it's your fault, I'm just saying that these are mistakes that have been made in the past. You have a bad track record and you think, you know what, there's another job that I would love to do, but I can't because I have to go through all that rigmarole of finding trust within another boss. But the boss that I'm with now is a narc. So where on earth is it the fact that now that I go because I am completely stuck, either one in this house or this home, and I can't now get another mortgage, someone now makes me try to like make a mortgage out of something here. Be very careful around signing agreements here of a mortgage. Okay, of house, home and mortgages, Because this is signing over control. I just realised there's another message here for you. This is signing over power of attorney of control to a person that starts off with a 9. Okay? This is kind of like, I'm going to sign all of everything over to you here. Is this, like I said, is this like mortgage and house or job? Someone signing over a job to someone? Because I'm hearing, sign my name across my heart. I want you to be my baby. Oh, okay, there might be a baby. See? Shit. There could be a baby here. A baby. Somebody could have got pregnant. And there's now a baby. Or there's a pregnancy. Or there's a pregnancy test here. Possibly. Ooh. Oh. I just heard accidentally on purpose. Oh, who done that? Accidentally on purpose did I get pregnant? Oh, Percy? Or Baxter? But like accidentally on purpose did I get pregnant, which means I didn't mean to get pregnant, or they did, I don't know. But like I'm hearing I accidentally got pregnant, which means that I now am. I now am. Because this energy feels like being trapped into something now, where this is going to take a long time to like happen. This is in the soul group. This could be in your family. Like I said, it could be a child that's pregnant. Or a family member that you found out that's pregnant. And that's news that you found out that your daughter or your son or someone is pregnant, is what I'm picking up. Because there's like a pregnancy. Or got somebody pregnant. So I don't know where this is coming through as being trapped into a, like to sign something. Like, I don't know if there's somebody that's trying to get somebody to sign on the dotted line and saying, you know what, we're going to need an answer right now, really quickly, and we need you to sign it. Because we need you to lock you into a contract. Okay? So we're going to manipulate the energy in order to get you to sign it. Be careful what you're signing here of a contract. Or who with. I don't know. So, I know it's only 40 minutes, but you got quite a few messages there so far, Aries. If you would like me to continue on with your reading, you'll have to join Patreon. This goes to tier 1 this time, and also the full access bundle. But don't forget, you've also got like a 3/4 of an hour channeled message, and then you got channel messages and other cards here also. Okay, so I'm trying to do my best to give the free stuff to people, but I do have to earn a living as well, guys. So any like, share, comment, subscription, all that kind of stuff really helps. But the thing is that with my Patreon, it's like a McDonald's burger, bruv. It's all bundled up in there with a load of shit, basically, right? But now you can join, you can have whichever one you want, but the full access bundle obviously gives you like everything, okay? So there are multiple different readings that appear up all of the time with the extendeds, and then certain things that just come out over there, because the 1st until the 7th, I may only be doing just for my Patreon members, okay? The rest of it will start to come out on YouTube and whatnot, but the first week, in order for me to catch up, if I don't have time, some of those may only just come out over on Patreon so I can catch up, right? Because I don't really have enough time. So if you want to join, you can. This will be on both tiers, but if you are a continuous member of the full access bundle, at times you may find readings that if they're not here, it's because they've just gone straight over to there, okay? If it depends on my time, but I can never let you know because I don't know. I haven't done them yet. But if you want to join this one, you can find all links provided below, okay? And I'm going to do your full spread and then clarify a few cards generally, really, for your monthly, but it's just a general overview. If you want in-depth squashed readings that are different of like you versus them and break the energy down, that's where you're really going to need the full access bundle, because there'll be different readings looking at different questions. Okay, so thanks very much, Aries. I really do appreciate your time. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks very much, guys, and I will see you soon.